Ego. Ego is one of the greatest and very, very important component of our being. Ego, in a right sense, is this I consciousness, small I consciousness, of protecting you from the danger, or it's a survival mechanism tool. The I consciousness is purely a survival mechanism tool, and that is nothing else more than that. But when the size of the ego increases exponentially because of the self-awareness has taken its own ride and thought that it completely independent and cut off from the rest of the world. This is where your knowledge, your independency, and so on and so forth goes exponentially high. When that happens, when you speak from within, when you utter a word, when you say something, that ego engulf, the ego effect, engulf the statement or the verbiage they are using, action, words, thought process, everywhere it get wrapped with. It just changes the color of your communication. It changes the color of your thinking process. It changes the color of your action. And you can see that vividly when you subtly, if you with awareness, you listen to others when they talk, you smell or you find the intensity of their ego in their normal statement. Even asking a small question, you can see that one person asking a question, same question somebody is asked, it's totally different. Because the amount of ego variations, you can see it. And what you are communicating with your verbiage is your ego. How much you are feeling that. See, innocence has absolutely no ego, because the ego has minimum in nature, and that too with a default size which is required for your survival, and that's it. That's innocence. But if you have more knowledge, you gained the knowledge of a book, you read so many things, now your ego is too much. Even asking a question, a true question, when it comes out, it changes its color, because you add lot of unnecessary verbiage and unnecessary idea of your knowledge into that question, and the question is now bombarded with a superstitious unnecessary addendum, and when it has been delivered, what I hear from you is a mere ego, echo of your ego. So most of the time, what you speak to others, the others hear only your echo of your ego, not the real you. And this is where you are misinterpreted by others, or you are misinterpreting others, and how this whole world is ripple effect of your echo of your ego. When the echo of your ego is too high, people can't take you. Please do not apply this to others, apply to yourself. Now you will be thinking about others who are egoistic people. When they talk, yeah, you're right. But what about you? So the echo of your ego determines how much you have a friction in your life. See, if you have a friction in your life, you are responsible for that. It's not that somebody else is responsible for your friction. So when the size of the ego diminishes, more and more it transparent, it's not it pervasive, you just start reflecting the nature inside you, and you see yourself in the nature. But when the ego is so strong, you do not have the ability to reflect yourself into this nature or nature into you, because there is a big thick wall called ego is sitting in front of you. This ego is made out of your status quo, your culture, your idea of yourself, your financial status, your power, your status power, your social power, and so on and so forth. If you don't have all these things, you will have something about your birth, you're maybe first person in the family or something like that. You create your own idea of yourself, and the ego wall is so thick. When you speak, the echo of the ego is what others are hearing, not the real you. That is why you are misinterpreted most of the time. Or you misinterpret others most of the time. You can't swim through the echo effect. It's like the magnetic field around something. It's like rippling effect. So when you diminishes your ego, this is where you will encounter Sakshal Bhagavan or the God or whatever you may call it as. There is a chance to merge yourself to the vastness when there is no ego. Because that ego is what is separating you from the nature. Ego is an effect of accumulation of mind, elected or build a big wall between you and the nature or you and the God. It is a big curtain between you and the inner you. And it's very hard to separate it out. That is why all my program or all my effort is to break that wall, remove that curtain, and that's not an easy job, because you invested most of your time and energy to build that wall, build that curtain. How can I touch it? You just get anger. So slowly and effectively, you yourself understand and remove that ego, remove that curtain, make it more transparent, make it more opaque, so that it is very easy to diminish it, use it when it is needed, and relax from it. Please listen to your echo of your ego, the magnetic force of your ego, the pulling force of your ego, or the dark energy of your ego. And that is the only thing which is an hindrance for you to be yourself. Thank you.